It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Otherwise known as the stinkiest kid magician on the planet. And we're back with another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Magic TV. This week, it is a bumper edition. We're looking at 5 tricks.
And I'm doing 4.
Ryland's performing 4. Why have a dog and bark yourself? Ryland's doing 4.
I'm not a doggy.
I know. Give me a woof. Give me a woof. He's a dog. He's a dog. He can bark. Yes, Ryland's doing 4 of the tricks. I'm doing 1 of the tricks. 5 tricks this week. It's a bumper edition, and we're going to start off...
Why are you only doing 1?
Huh?
Why are you only doing 1?
I'm lazy and old. We're going to start off...
Lazy.
We're going to start off with a brand new trick by your friends, Taiwan Ben. You like Taiwan Ben? Mm-hmm. We're going to start off with a brand new trick by those guys. Let's have a look at this one first. So first up, we have Hallucination by Taiwan Ben. You like Taiwan Ben. And they make very clever gimmicks. This is a new gimmicked card. I've never seen anything like this before. And the idea is, it allows you to basically have ink on the back of a card and have that ink
scribbled up, and then when you shake it, it's now the 2 of spades.
And it looks very, very visual. Now, before we start talking about it, let's have a look at a performance that Ryland did for Instagram a little while ago. You can have a look at that Instagram video, see exactly what it looks like, and then we'll bring it back into the studio and give it a full review.
Okay, so I've got my dad behind the camera, and I've also got a prediction here.
Right.
Now, Dad, just say stop.
Stop.
There.
Yes.
And say stop again.
Stop.
There.
Yes.
So yeah, them 2 cards. Now,
Ace of Hearts, 2 of Spades.
Yeah, Ace of Hearts, 2 of Spades. Now I've got my prediction here.
Okay.
Now inside you can see I've got the Ace of Hearts.
Oh wow, you got it right.
Yeah.
Well, you got one of them right.
Well, I got one of them right. You want to know where the other one is?
Yes.
There.
What? That's just a scribble.
There you go.
What? No way! That's the 2 of Spades.
That is the 2 of Spades.
So that was Hallucination. Now you did a very simple approach there of having the prediction inside the envelope, and you had 2 cards picked. The way that Taiwan Ben talks about doing it is just having 1 card picked,
really?
taking out and you take the Ace of Hearts out the deck, and you pretend to write on the back of it. So you say, I'm going to write on the back of this card. I'm going to predict what your card is, and then obviously what you're doing is you're just not writing, you're pretending you're writing. You then show the card, you activate the gimmick, it turns into the 2 of Spades. Now they also give you with the package a template, so you can take duplicate Ace of Hearts and you can create a template card so that afterwards you can switch it out for that card and even give it away if you want to, and that template will allow you to create as many of those cards as you want to. So if you want to give it away, you can. Or if you want to just switch it out to show it's regular at the end, you can do that as well. The actual change looks really good. Here's my problem with it. I know you turned around to me and you said that you really like this and there's a very good chance that you're going to do it. My problem with this is the problem that I have with a lot of these gimmicked cards, which is, realistically, right, be honest with me, is this any better than doing like a twirl change or something like that? I know you can't do it because your hands are too small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't do a 12 change, so that's why I might do it. Because I can't do a 12 change.
Because your hands are too small.
My hands are tiny.
He has got very tiny hands.
Tiny.
But if you could do a twirl change, or your hands were big enough to do a twirl change, do you think this is a more impressive change? Because what you're having here, in essence, is
I'd say really the only better thing would be the fact that you can show the front.
You can show the front of the card, yeah.
But then again, you can palm the card out and then put it on top and then shake it.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways of doing this with sleight of hand, and that's my problem. This is a great...
Yeah, if I could 12 change, I would do that. But I can't 12 change because I got tiny hands.
Yeah.
This pot here blocks it off.
It does block it off. You've tried lots and lots of times and you get very frustrated with it.
I need my fingers to go...
Yeah, you do. You need bigger fingers. But that's my issue with this. It's a very... don't get me wrong. It's a very well-made gimmick card. It looks like it's going to last a very long time. The tutorial, as you would expect with Taiwan Ben, is very good. He goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And it works. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. You watch the trailer, you look at the visual, this card does that. And it's a really nice moment where the ink just like melts down and turns into the 2 of spades. And the fact they've thought about supplying a template so you can give the card away at the end shows that they've really thought this through. My question is, it's a card revelation. You could achieve the same thing with a little bit of sleight of hand. Or, here's the next question, out to lunch. Imagine having a set of business cards and you have somebody do some drawing on one of the cards and then sign it, and you take the card out and they hold it in between their hands and that ink changes into the 2 of spades. There's an argument to say that's better because it's their signed card and it's happening in the hands of the spectator. I just think that sometimes we rush these gimmicks out and they look super visual and people buy them because it's like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. But in reality, this is the sort of thing that would probably end up in someone's bottom drawer because it's kind of like a visual thing. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is revealing a playing card. Now, you said that you might do this.
Only because.
But you don't even do hardly any card tricks. Like, you know mnemonic.
That's what I'm saying, I might do it.
You might do it. Look, here's the thing. I'm going to give this...
What, make the number 10 appear?
Yeah.
Wait, if I could have a 10 changing into 2 of spades.
Oh, because 2 of spades is 10 in the moniker. Yeah, I get it. Here's the thing. I like this. I'm going to give it 70%. I'm not going to do it. I think that unless you really like the trailer and you want to be able to achieve that same thing, there's no need to buy this. I think there's a lot of other things that you can do that would achieve this same thing without using a gimmick. Having said that, the gimmicked card is good. The change looks great, and it does exactly what it says it's meant to do on the tin. It's not a dishonest product by any means. It's not a badly made gimmick by any means. It's not a gimmick that doesn't work. It's just, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, I wouldn't do this, and I even if, you know, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So it's getting 70%. What about you?
Now you've said out to lunch, I think I might do it at 79.
You're going to do out to lunch instead?
Yeah.
You don't think
I've
that...
never seen out to lunch.
Shut the front door. You've never seen out to lunch?
No.
You know so much magic and you've never seen out to lunch. I've published 50... It just shows that you weren't watching my lecture at Tricks in the Sticks. Because at my lecture at Tricks in the Sticks, I taught a trick with the out to lunch principle.
Oh, is that the friction thingy?
With the elastic band around the cards, and they sign the card and you pull out the card second from their face.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah.
You weren't listening, were you?
I remember that.
You were too busy practicing your balloon modelling.
I've seen it. There was one, I've seen it with a spoon, you know, there was a spoon one, wasn't there?
Yeah, you did that on your Instagram. I don't know out to lunch. You've actually done out to lunch on your channel. Don't know out to lunch. You know so much, you forget more than you know. You didn't realise it was called out to lunch, did you? No. It's called out to lunch. Right, 79% for me.
What's it called out to lunch?
Huh?
What's it called out to lunch?
I've got no idea.
Because we're not going out to lunch.
Who cares? 70% from me, 79% from him. It's a good trick. It's just one that neither one of us is going to do. But if you want the visual, it's great. We're just not going to do it. Let's move on. So next up, we've got a trick coming out from your favourite magic shop, Alakazam. And this is called Spectrum. Now, Spectrum was released by Alakazam and one of your favourite magicians, Wayne Dobson, over a decade ago. And what Harry Nardi has been doing at Alakazam HQ is he's been slowly going through every single trick in the back catalogue of Alakazam and looking for which ones they can re-release. And Spectrum is one that's recently been re-released. It is, in essence, a packet trick, but it is a very strong packet trick. It reminds me a little bit like NFW, but not with the faces of the cards, but with the backs of the cards. And there's an argument to say that the backs changing is more impressive than the faces changing.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know what the trick is, we're going to have a look at a performance of Ryland doing it. This is, again, taken from his Instagram, so have a look at this. This is Instagram footage from Ryland's Instagram channel. I'm going to show you this. You can see exactly what it's meant to look like, and then we'll talk about the pros and the cons. So that's Spectrum. That is a performance of Spectrum. Right, first of all, how easy is this? Like, how long did it take you to learn this?
It's really good. It's really good.
It's only a couple of frustration counts and then it's nothing.
Yeah, literally. I just came down here and I said, I'm going to teach you a quick trick for you to film on your Insta. And next thing I know, I got it down.
Yeah, like,
easily.
it's and you were like,
So
you watched it and you were like, there's going to be loads of Amsley counts and loads of moves and nothing. It's literally...
It's just literally a... What's it called?
Frustration count.
Frustration count.
It's literally a frustration count.
And
in
then
that
a little
sense.
spin.
And a little spin. The cards...
But a spin's not really a move.
The cards at the end, what's really nice is you show the 8s on the fronts and the backs. You apparently show each card on the fronts and the backs. And then the backs of the cards change one by one. Each change is super visual. I love the fact that first of all you've got a blue back, then a green back, then a rainbow back, and then finally you've got that mirror.
Say, oh, it all works with mirrors.
Well, you didn't say that because you did it to music on your Instagram. But yeah, that's the presentation. You would normally say, I've got 4 cards. Hey, I'm going to show you how it works. It all uses mirrors. It's not examinable at the end, but it feels like there's nothing to find because they see the fronts and the backs, don't they?
You wouldn't really want to examine it because it just makes you feel like it's normal.
Yeah, I get what you mean. The fronts and the backs of the cards, you're showing them very freely at the end. They see the faces of all the cards. They see the backs of all of the cards. 3 of the cards are examinable. There's only 1 that's not. So, and I think if anybody was going to want to examine one of them, it would be the one with the mirror on. I think that's the one where people would go, whoa. And also, you can do this in the spectator's hand. So it's a walk around piece. So you can literally say, hold your hand out. I'm going to put 2 of the 8s here, 2 of the 8s here. Look, this one changes, this one changes. Turn over yours, this one changes, this one changes. So because a lot of it's happening in the hands of the spectators, they're not going to feel the need to examine it anyway because they feel like it's already been... examined, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It resets in like literally 1 second. You got ants in your pants?
No.
Okay.
Cushion.
It resets in 1 second. It packs small, plays big, perfect for walk around, very, very easy to do. No table required. Typical Wayne Dobson thinking. I think this is great. I'm a big collector of packet tricks. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great. This one is wonderful. I love this. And I was saying to you, one thing that you could do with this, if you wanted to, is you could very easily work out a way of taking the 4 8s out of a deck of cards.
Oh, yeah.
And then putting the deck of cards to one side, changing all of the cards, all of the 8s one by one, and then saying, of course, what about the rest of the deck? And snapping your fingers, and then showing that the rest of the deck is now a rainbow deck, and every other card in the deck has changed as well.
Like the palette on the back.
Like palette on the back,
yeah. Because palette.
Palette is a trick that Ryland shouldn't be talking about. That's a new trick of mine coming out throughout
I
his
just
exam
found
in
it
the
in my
future.
closet case randomly.
He stole it off me and put it in
I
his closet
didn't!
case.
I just found it in there. What that closet
Oh,
and I
he
said, what's
found
this?
it in
and
his
I said,
closet
what's this?
case.
And you say, oh, it's called palette.
Yes.
On the back is some rainbow.
Thanks. Yeah, you just tell people about the trick that's not even released yet. Go ahead. Yeah. You go ahead and do that, right? Yeah. Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So I'm going to give this. I've actually put this into my my little packet trick holder. I'm going to be doing this at
Well,
gigs.
I'm taking it off. You have it.
It's over there.
There.
It's okay. I've got one for you as well. Got one for you. We've got one each. I got one each. We got one each. There's nothing in my pocket. We got one each. I'm going to give this 96%. I think this is really good. It's very reasonably priced. It's not expensive at all, and you'll be doing it within seconds of buying it. 96% from me. What about you?
120.
Of course, it's Alex. 120% from Ryland.
Couldn't speak for
96%.
seconds.
96% from me. We're going to move on now to another trick by Chris Rawlins. Now, this next trick is called PredicTABLE, and it's by Chris Rawlins, and it is a mentalism themed, out of this world, where the premise is that you're showing cards in a game called Table Talk. They're making decisions on what the answers to those questions are, and at the end, you've predicted everything that every decision that they've made. Mm-hmm. Now, there's lots of different ways of doing this. Chris goes through multiple different handlings. There's live performances on the tutorial. It's about an hour and a half long. Really, really well put together. Before we go any further, I'm going to show you a full performance of this. I'm going to perform it to Ryland. Now, when I actually... This is one that Ryland hasn't looked at. I've now shown him how it works. But when I film the performance, he'd never seen it before. So this is a genuine reaction to a trick he's never seen before. Let's have a look at a performance to Ryland. Okay, right. I know how you like playing games, and we play lots of board games and card games and stuff. Yeah. Have you ever seen Table Talk?
No.
It's designed really for adults. But
are you going to cheat?
No, I'm not going to cheat. It's a game, but there's no winners and losers.
Okay.
There's no points.
Fair.
It's to stimulate intelligent conversation. Do you like intelligent, stimulating conversation? That's what this game is designed to do.
Sure.
Well, let me explain. Okay, so what we have here is we have cards, and each one of them has questions on them. There's a whole bunch of questions, and you're going to answer these questions honestly.
No cheating.
No cheating. It's not a game where you can win or lose. Okay, it's designed to, like I say, provide thought-provoking conversation. So how you play is very simple. You've got a yes or a no card. You would look at the question. You decide whether you agree with it or disagree with it. You'd put the card down without anyone seeing, and everybody else around the table would try to work out whether you would be negative or positive about the question. But we're going to play it slightly differently. Okay? Mm-hmm. How we're going to play it is you get to choose whether you're positive or negative. If you're positive, then you're going to be answering questions. But if you agree with the questions, you're going to put them here. If it's negative, you're going to put them here. So do you want to be positive or negative? Whichever one you pick, I'll be the other one.
Negative.
So you want the no, I'm going to have the yes, correct?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, there's a bunch of different questions here, and it's going to be very interesting asking these questions to you. I don't know entirely how appropriate it is for a 10-year-old, but we'll give it a go. And I'm going to give these a shuffle. I say shuffle because I can't say shiffle. Just completely screwed that gag up, but whatever.
But you just said shuffle?
I know, exactly. I just want to make sure that they're all mixed up before we start. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool beans. Right, so we're going to take the questions one by one, and if I'm yes, you're no. So when you answer the question, we'll take it in turns. I'll go first. If I agree with it, if it's a yes, I'm going to put it here. If it's a no, I'm going to put it here in the discard pile. You're going to do the same. If you have a question that you have a no answer to, you're going to put it there. If not, you're going to put it in the discard pile. So we'll end up with a load of cards that aren't important, and we'll end up with some no's and some yeses. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So here we go. First question. I'll take this. Do I gamble? Well, no, I don't really gamble, do I? I mean, you never see me go to a casino or anything. I mean, I play gambling games as part of a magic trick, but I don't really gamble. Right. This is going to be an interesting one. Ryland, are you an honest person?
Sort of.
Do you ever lie to your mom?
Yes.
So are you an honest person?
Not completely.
You'll put that under no then. Do you manage your time wisely? I think I'm very good at time. Shut up. I'm really good at... Do you know how much I get done in a day?
No.
Yes, I would say I...
No, you don't.
Fine, I'll put it. If anything is possible, is it possible for anything to be impossible? Yes or no? If anything is possible, is it possible for anything to be impossible? It's a phrase, isn't it? Anything is possible. So if you really believe anything's possible, is it possible for anything to be impossible?
Yeah, because it's possible.
Okay,
to be impossible.
So you're saying yes?
It's possible.
Okay. Do you enjoy surprises? Yes, I do. I like it. Father's Day, I really like my surprises. I'll say yes. Are you mathematically minded? Are you good at maths?
Yeah.
You are very good at maths, aren't you? Do you know your strengths? Yes, I am.
No, you don't.
I'm well aware of my strengths, little dude. Are you a brave person? You are.
This is not fair.
Do you have a secret talent? Not really. All my talents everybody knows about. Are you scared of dying?
No.
You shouldn't be. You're 10. Do you keep a personal journal or diary? No, I don't. Next question. Are you happy? Yeah, good. Can you multitask?
You can't, but I can.
I can multitask.
No, you can't.
Okay, actually, I'm terrible at multitasking. I'll say no to that. Did you ever almost die? And that doesn't count on Zelda.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't count on Zelda. Did you ever almost die? No, you didn't. I can tell
Yeah, I
you.
nearly got one over by a car.
No, Ryland, you never have. Do you enjoy eating spicy food? Yes, I do, don't I? Yeah. Are you a morning person? Bearing in mind you're getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock at the crack of dawn every morning.
I am, sadly.
Do you snore?
Yes! Yes, you do!
No,
yes.
I don't know.
No, you do! You're the loudest snore in the world.
Have you ever broken the law?
I don't think so. No?
Do you like where you live? Yes, if I didn't, I wouldn't live here. Are you a podcast listener? I don't think you've ever listened to a podcast in your life, unless...
I have. At school.
Really?
Yeah, podcasts about ancient times.
Okay. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do.
This is my question. Yeah.
Ghostbusters?
I do believe in ghosts. Have you ever witnessed a crime? I don't think you have.
I saw someone steal a rubber from school.
I saw one steal the rubber from school. No. Can you
I've seen it on the TV.
Can you keep a secret? Yes, I can. Absolutely.
No, you can't.
I have to keep so many secrets to so many people. Trust me, I can keep a secret. You're just not aware of it because of. And how many times have you told me something that I've not told Mummy? I've kept your secrets. Have you ever had an imaginary friend? Hank?
Yeah, I have.
Do you fear the unknown?
What's that?
I'm afraid of stuff that I don't know about. No, not really. There we go. If you enjoy wasting time, is that time really wasted?
No, it's not.
Do you recycle? Yes, we do. Are you adventurous? Do you follow your brain more than your heart? That's me. Okay. Are you afraid of the dark?
No.
Do you check your horoscope? No. If you won the lottery, would you tell anyone?
No. I'll keep it a secret so no one knows I've got lots of money.
Can you swim? Shut up.
You're a lifeguard at one point.
I was a lifeguard. That was literally my job when I was younger and thinner. Would you ever appear on a game show?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any tattoos? One or two.
No.
Have you... Lots. Come on. Have you found your purpose yet? I think you have. Yeah. Can you speak another language?
You can. You can kind of speak French.
Yeah, I can kind of speak French a little bit, yeah.
I
Have you ever broken a bone?
have not.
Do you exercise more than 3 times a week? I do really, don't I? I go down the gym quite late. Yeah, I do. Especially since I've been on the diet. Would you risk your life to save a stranger, Ryland? That's
But
the
then
last
I
one.
would die.
Well, no, it's risk your life. You might not die. Would you risk a life to save a stranger? Yes or no? Be honest.
Maybe.
You're putting that as a yes.
Maybe.
No, there's no maybe. There's yes or no. You would. So all of these are the discards. Yeah?
Yeah.
And
My yeses and your no.
Yeah, well, the other way around. Yeah, I couldn't possibly have known the answers to
Yeah,
these.
no. My yeses.
Yeah,
your
I
no's.
see what you mean. No one could have known what the answers to these would have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's interesting. All of these went to the yes pile, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is this has got yes on the back. This has got yes on the back. Every single one of these cards has got yes
How?
on the back.
How?
And the interesting thing is you chose no with all of these. And every single one of these has got no
How?
on the back.
How?
I showed that to Ry and then told him how it worked, but he'd already guessed it. I mean, he's a clever little sausage. But here's the thing. That's just the way I performed it is just one way to perform it. You can perform it to one person. You can perform it to 2 people. There's multiple different ways of doing the Out of This World. Chris goes through a variation of Out of This Galaxy by Paul Harris. He goes through another Out of This World type presentation. John Bannon has contributed a way of doing this as well, using the cards that are being shuffled by the spectator. So in John Bannon's version, all of the cards are just thrown onto the table except for the the yes/no cards, and they wash the cards together like this, and they mix them up, and then you go through it from a washed deck.
How could you do that?
Huh?
How could you do that?
I'll tell you later. But there's multiple things built into this. When I watched this, I thought I had a rough idea of what was going on. Turns out it's way cleverer than I think it is. This is a very, very, very clever system. And, Chris isn't the first person to do Out of This World with something else other than playing cards. I remember Darren Brown doing it with Alive and Dead and the Titanic and so on and so forth. But this is probably, no, I'm not going to say probably, I'm going to say definitely. This is definitely my favourite way of doing Out of This World. I've seen so many different versions of Out of This World. I think this is my favourite because I love
you can give it a thorough or fake shuffle at the beginning if you want.
Yeah, or
as long as it's the perfect
with John Bannon's handling, you can just give it a real shuffle. The spectator can shuffle the cards, and you can just go into it. Huh? How?
How can they shuffle it themselves?
I'll tell you. Listen. Yeah. You see what I mean? So
I get it now.
clever, right?
Yeah.
So you can literally just have them all shuffled on the table, and then you can have the questions just picked one at a time, and you can get them to answer the question.
I've got a good question for it.
Okay.
Have you ever been stuck on a desert island?
I don't think I have. No. But look, it's not the sort of thing that you're going to do at your next strolling gig. It's going to be something that you're going to need to take a bit of time over. This is what David Penn would call pipe and slippers magic. This is the sort of...
we talked about this.
Yes, it's the sort of magic that you would do.
It was like the thingy.
Yes.
It's about the slippers, but you're not actually wearing slippers.
You're not really wearing pipe and slippers. It's a saying.
How can you wear a pipe?
You're not smoking a pipe or wearing slippers. Basically, it's a saying. It's the type of magic.
A pipe or wearing slippers.
It's the type of magic that you would perform when you're kind of all sitting round in a house together. A house party. This would be brilliant.
Yeah, you lie down with slippers on your feet and performing tricks.
Yes, that sort of thing. If you were doing if you were doing a parlour show, this would be brilliant.
Because you got to wear slippers.
If you were doing a close-up show, this would be brilliant.
Because you can also walk around wearing.
If you were inviting people around your house and you just had this sitting on the side, and someone said,
"Show," there's slippers there.
Yeah, it's. I hate you so much. I really do. I love this. Look, this is not something I'm going to be performing every single gig, but I know a specific place that I want to do this in my parlour show. I know a specific place I want to do this in my in my close-up show, and I think I'm going to get a second one just to have them sitting in the front room so that when somebody comes round, I can go, "Hey."
I think you need to get 2 more.
Oh, you want one, do you? It is really good.
I'm going to play this with Thea, but genuinely.
Genuinely play it with Thea. I'm going to give this 90... No, I'm going to give it 100%. I think this is real. I love Out of This World. I think it's one of the best plots in Magic, in card Magic. And I think this is the best version of Out of This World I've ever seen. 99%. Yeah. 99% from Ryland. Why did it lose a percent?
I knew you could ask that question.
So why did it? I just wondered. Didn't make any sense, but whatever. I'm giving it 100%. He's giving it 99% for a vague reason that he can't say.
I was actually thinking you were going to ask that question literally.
And you don't know the answer?
No.
No. He's just giving it 99% to be an arse. So 99% from Ryland.
True.
It's true. 99% from Ryland, 100% from me. If you're looking for a really cool Out of This World and you've got an environment in which you can perform a more cerebral trick that's going to take a bit of time in order to, kind of get to the denouncement, then this is definitely one that you want to pick up. It's very good. It's called PredicTABLE. Let's move on. Well, it's another week and it's another review of a Rubik's Cube trick. I honestly don't think there's another review show.
They're always on Tora.
I don't think that there's another review show that reviews as many Rubik's Cube tricks as this one, because every time a Rubik's Cube trick comes out, Ryland has to get it. So this is called Rubik's Clony. Rubik's Clony.
By Tora, who is pretty much every week on the show.
Yeah, Tora Magic Company. And what
They're always on, every week.
They seem to be, yeah.
Every week.
Every week. Now, what we have here is you do their Infinity Cube, don't you?
This is a better version of Infinity Cube.
So with Infinity Cube, right?
I've got 4 Infinity Cubes.
Well, that's because you do it in your show an awful lot, and so you have replacements. But this is a version of Infinity Cube.
And Check. I do Check game.
I know
and Tube It.
You do a lot. Instead of actually producing the cubes from a bag, you're producing them from a flat tube that lays flat and opens up.
You can show it empty completely. You can show, and then the next thing you know, there's a cube.
If you haven't seen it, I'm going to show you a performance of Ryland when he did this on Instagram. It's very, very good. Have a look at this video. It'll give you an idea of exactly how this is meant to look. So very quickly, it's not cheap. It's $250. It's not the cheapest trick in the world. It comes in two different versions. There's a 4-cube version or a 7-cube version. You did the 7-cube version.
And also, we can add more to it.
Yes, you could add more to it.
Because we've got infinite cubes.
Yes. Now, here's the thing about this. It's not a close-up trick, is it? It's not the sort of thing that you can do close-up because the cubes can't be examined.
If you drop them in the bag by you.
Yeah, but
if you carry a little dump bag with you that folds down, you can just pop it open, put it next to you, and then...
You're not going to do this close-up, though, let's be honest. This is not... You're not. This is more of a thing for a stage show, because also it makes a lot of noise when you take it out.
You can go, wow, wow, done.
You need to have music over the top of it in order to cover it.
You can make your own music. Ooh, 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 ooh.
People aren't going to take you seriously as a reviewer if you really try to convince anybody that this can be done close up. This cannot be done close up. This is a stage trick. It was me hitting you over the head with a Rubik's Clony. Like this. Now, it's very good if you are looking for a stage piece where you want to make lots of Rubik's Cubes appear.
Yeah.
The cubes need to be prepared when you take them out of the box.
Yeah, like an infinite cube.
Which takes a while. But it's a one-time setup. You never need to do that again.
It's like a minute. When I first did it, it was like 10 minutes for each cube. But now it's like a minute.
There you go. But I mean, it's really good. It's a really good trick. If you're looking kids shows, this would be great. And you do Infinity Cube in kids shows.
Mm-hmm.
This would be really good in a kids show as well. You know, showing it empty, making a cube appear, getting the kids to shout cube, and you make another cube appear.
Honestly, I've got to tell you some advice here. Never do the explosion in a kids show with Infinity Cube. Don't do the explosion in a kids show.
And why is that right?
Because when you do the explosion, they all start picking up the cubes and messing with them, and they go, "Oh, it's squishing."
Yes. So now you don't do the explosion, do you? You just
produce
them.
I just pull them out super fast. I go. Oh no, there's no more.
But this is something that you learn in a gigging situation. You can't do certain stuff that you can't do in a kid's show.
I like the hard way.
That you can do on stage.
I like the hard way.
I learned the hard way. Well, you never made that mistake again, did you, kid? But, okay, here's the ultimate question. You do Infinity Cube. Is this going to be replacing Infinity Cube or added to the Infinity Cube? Added to the Infinity Cube routine.
Added with Super Wand, Infinity Cube, and Rubik Clony.
Yeah, Rubik's Clony. So you're going to add...
Yeah, Rubik Clony is going to be added to Rubik Clony.
Okay, fair enough. What are you giving it then? I'm going to give it 79%. There is no way in God's green earth I would ever do this. However, that's just because it's not for me. I do think if you're a kids entertainer, having the ability to make 7 cubes appear and getting the kid to...
I'm going to give it 98.
98%. Interestingly, you gave Infinity Cube 100%. So does that mean that this is not as good as Infinity Cube?
Did I give Infinity Cube?
Yes, you did.
Well, this is good 101 then.
Oh, 101. Okay.
I was just thinking about you might be able to make the cubes a bit better made.
Yeah, but I mean, from stage, they look great.
Yeah, from stage, they look perfect.
Yeah, I mean, these cubes, obviously they lay flat and they pop open in close-up situations, and that's what I mean. You wouldn't want to do this in close-up, despite how silly he's being. However, on stage or even at the front of a kid's show, it looks amazing. Like, I've seen you do this in a kid's show, and you've just blown people away. Like, you did this at that show for Russ Brown last week, and you were just, like, making cubes appear, and the kids were just freaking out in the audience. Yeah. It looks...
Yeah, you can do the explosion in a kid's show when you're on a stage.
Because they can't come running up to the stage. Yeah, when you did...
Yeah, can you imagine that? Just
when you just mob the stage. When you did that...
just come running up.
When you did that explosion, though, I was in the audience in the sound box. When you did that explosion, the entire audience were like, what?
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. Okay, so 179% from me, 101% from Ryland. If you're looking to add a cube production to your act... This is great, but remember, it's not the cheapest trick in the world. We've got one last thing to look at, and we're going to look at that right now. Ow. So the final trick that we're going to be looking at today is Magic Bandz by Robin Bernard and... Taiwan Ben.
I was getting
the perfect tool for elastics routines.
True. Although you can't do Rubik Clony.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Unexpected effect, very easy to do, can be performed in the spectator's hands, including 21 custom elastics and online tutorial. Basically, what this is...
That's now 20.
What this is...
Because we broke one.
We did break one. Although we've got another pack of them as well. So, what this is basically...
Really cool elastic bands that are shaped in, like, card. Like, you get ones that are, like, connected, so you can see that this one is the 5 of clubs. That one's connected. And then you can get ones that are on their own, like, what is it, pink and green ones? Just pink and green. That's normal.
I don't think that's normal. None of them are normal.
Yeah, you get 2 normal ones.
I do.
That's just a club. We've got the 6 of spades.
Okay.
We've got, I think pinks are normal. That's another normal.
Are you sure? That looks like a... Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a duck. Yeah, what's this?
2?
2?
2. That's a 2, yeah.
2.
So you could have the 2 of clubs, for example.
Yeah, the 2 of clubs. Or you could have the...
Look. That's a 6. Look. 9.
Or 6.
9.
It could be a 6.
Yeah, it could be a 6, it could be a 9.
This could be the 9 of an upside down spade.
Let's have a look at a performance, shall we?
Yeah.
So let's have a look at Ryland again filmed this for Instagram. So let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this Instagram footage. You can see exactly what this looks like. The best use of these, in my opinion, is to use them at the end of a rubber band routine. Yeah. So Ryland's doing Crazy Man's handcuffs in this video, and then he's going straight from Crazy Man's handcuffs into
things, and then I do.
Yeah, exactly. So let's have a look at that performance from Instagram, and then we'll come back into the studio and quickly wrap this up.
Hi, I've got my dad behind the camera. Dad, say stop.
Stop.
There.
Yes.
Look at the card.
Got it.
You see the card?
I see the card.
I'm gonna make you focus on something.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like hypnotise you by doing a cool trick.
You're 10 and you can hypnotise someone.
Yeah.
Scary.
Look, I've got 2 bands.
Yeah?
Yeah, the 2 bands, they're together, and they will not separate.
No, they won't.
Yeah, unless I let them go.
What?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Just like
wow.
that. You can see they are now done. Pick a colour.
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay, so we'll put the blue one down. Now you see this? You see it right here? You ready? I'm going to do something crazy. Ready? Watch. You start to see that this turns into... Was that your card?
The 3 of
What's your
hearts.
card? The 3 of hearts.
Yes, it was.
You can see the 3 of hearts. What?
So the tutorial is short, sharp, to the point, does what it needs to do. The bands are very well made. You get a whole bunch of them. They're designed to look like the Joe Rhinefleet Elastroflex elastic bands, which they do. Once they're stretched out, you can't tell that they're any particular shape. So you can put them around your wrist and take them off, and they wouldn't realise that they're in the shape of playing cards. Shaped rubber bands have been done before, as you know, but never in the shapes of playing cards. The guy on the tutorial goes through a couple of different ways of doing the change. The first is what Ryland did, which is where you stretch it out and then slowly bring it in and it starts to change. The second way is to ball it up.
Ball it up and give it to the spectator, and then when they open the hand, it goes into the shape.
Yeah, exactly. Many years ago, the other brothers brought out a download, which was really cool.
I remember them.
Yeah. This is before
I remember the other brothers.
This is before they went to abstract effects and became rubbish. But before that, they were actually really good.
Yeah, I got a trick before they went to abstract, didn't I?
Yeah.
I watched the tutorial.
Yeah, you've had a few from the other brothers. Some of
I
them are good.
forgot what they were.
But there's this elastic band one that's a bit like a sponge ball, where you put an elastic band in their hand, and then you vanish an elastic band, and it appears in their hand. You could do that with a couple of elastic bands like this, and then you could have a card revelation at the end, which is really cool. Realistically, you are limited only by your imagination. The only thing that's worth noting
What
is
happens
these
if
don't.
you haven't got good imagination?
Then they're in trouble. The thing that's worth noting is these can't stretch out as far as a Joe Ryan fleece rubber band, can they?
No.
Like Ryland's first plan for these was to do his favourite rubber band trick, which is rubber exchange.
And then as soon as I poured them out, bang, the 2 of diamonds was gone.
Yeah,
And that's why we now have 20.
Yeah, he stretched them out to try and do rubber exchange, and it just snapped.
And then it went.
So bear that in mind. They're not as stretchy as Joe Ryan fleece's rubber bands, but I mean they do what they say on the tin.
No, maybe you're right. You see them?
Yeah. Yeah. What's that
It's
then?
a queen.
Oh, it's a queen. No, that's not very good, is it? Really? I prefer the ones where they're kind of moulded together for like a 3 of hearts or a 6 of spades. I think they're best.
Yeah, like you could do the queen of... Is that 4? That's
Yeah.
a 4.
The 2 of clubs looks good as well. That's the one you wrecked.
It's a 2 of diamonds?
Sorry, 2 of diamonds. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realise.
Silly.
Look, here's the thing. They do what they're meant to do. If you're looking for a rubber band, I do a lot of rubber band magic. I always have some rubber bands on my wrist when I'm doing a close-up job.
That is true.
I love the idea of having a couple of prepared rubber bands like this on this wrist, so I can switch them out and in as I see fit. I think that would be really
You
good.
could actually have them on the same wrist, and I'll tell you why. Because they actually look different when on the wrist to normal elastic bands.
Good point. So when I
Because
want
they're all like bumped up, where a normal elastic band is just all thin. And they're thicker than a normal elastic band.
so if I wanted to go into this, I could literally just take that one off and I'd be able to spot it amongst some other rubber bands.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. That's great.
No, literally. Look.
No, I get it.
I'll prove it.
You don't need to. I believe you.
No.
I believe you.
See, they're thicker and they're bumpy.
Okay, but nobody would notice that bumpy means anything.
No.
That's great.
And then when you pull it out, you get a 2.
So I'm going to give this 90%. I think this is a really great idea. If you're a close-up performer, I think this is worth the weight in gold. I'm going to give this 90%.
It doesn't weigh anything, which means it's worth nothing.
What are you giving it?
99.
99%. 99% from Ryland, 90% from me.
Just because they don't stretch as far.
It's really good. Now, we're going to wrap this up.
There's another research in the bag. There's another research in the bag. There's another research. I nearly lost the question, didn't I? There's another research in the bag.
Oh my God. You've gone into the actual thing that you sit on. Oh boy. That is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV with another Craig and Ryland review show. We will be back again very, very soon. Next Wednesday, we'll be back with another review show. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.
The schedule wrong.
Yes, unless I get the schedule wrong. And don't forget, you can follow Ryland on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, where you can follow him by going to Ryland the Kid Magician. You've just hit 17,000 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
How does that feel? Good. Also, you can go and check out the Netrix by going to
www.thenetrix.cookies.
whatever. At this point, I don't care. We'll be back again next Wednesday.
He thinks it's .com, but it's .cookie.
We'll be back next Wednesday with another review show. We've got something very important to go and do now. We are off to play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So as much as we love you...
I'm in the Wind Temple now.
I know, we're doing really well.
And I've took out a Yiga base.
Yes, he has.
And I've got the first Yiga mask.
Yes, he has.
And I've got the Fizzy Dighty leg thing.
What he said. We'll be back again next week with another review show, but we're off to play Zelda. Thanks very
And I've
much.
got a free Hulk container.
He has. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
We'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.